Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into Airbnb's latest 8K filing. It's like peeking into the meeting minutes of a company, but instead of office gossip, we get to see how major decisions were made. This time it's about their annual meeting and some key votes. Let's see if the stockholders decided to keep the house rules or if they redecorated. Before we jump in, if you're all about getting the real story from corporate documents, make sure to subscribe. Also, join our Discord community, linked in the description, where you can chat with other smart folks and get even more insights. So the big day was June 4, 2025. That's when Airbnb held its annual meeting and several important things were decided. This 8K filing is like the official record of what happened. The main point of this report is to tell us what went down at the annual meeting of stockholders, who got elected, what proposals passed or failed, and how the votes were tallied. Let's break it down. First up, the election of directors. This is where stockholders vote for the people who will sit on the board and help guide the company. Amrita Ahuja, Joseph Gebbia, and Jeffrey Jordan were all elected as Class 2 directors for a 3-year term. This means they'll be helping to steer the ship for the next few years. Let's look at how the votes turned out. For Amrita Ahuja, almost 4,800. 131 votes were cast in favour, with around 6,427 withheld. To Joseph Gebbia got approximately 3,927,680 withheld. To Jeffrey Jordan received about 3,089,500 and welcome 71 third as 106,298 withheld. What does withheld mean? Well, it's like saying I'm voting, but I'm not really choosing this person. It's a way for stockholders to express dissatisfaction without outright voting against someone. Broker non-votes don't really come into play here since it's about electing people, not voting on proposals. Next, there was a vote to approve PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP, Airbnb's independent accounting firm, for the current year. Think of this as hiring an outside auditor to say whether they agree with the company's choice. Here are the results. A whopping 4,072,554,740, 5,853 voted against, and 3,887,944 abstained. So it's a pretty clear thumbs up for PricewaterhouseCoopers. This means the company is keeping their trusted CPA, Certified Public Accountant. Then there was an advisory vote on executive compensation. This is where stockholders get to give their opinion on how much the top executives are being paid. It's non-binding, meaning the company doesn't have to follow the vote, but it's still a good way to gauge investor sentiment. And the numbers break down like this. About 3,904,076,734 votes were in favor of the compensation packages. Around 108,036 voted against, and 2,306,436 abstained. So most stockholders seem okay with how the executives are being compensated. Finally, there was a stockholder proposal regarding voting disclosure. Stockholder proposals are ideas or suggestions that any stockholder can propose for a company to consider. This specific proposal was about making companies' voting information more transparent. Let's see how that turned out. Only 186,270,009 votes were for the proposal, while a massive 3,826,770 isn't required to change, so the proposal didn't pass. This means Airbnb isn't required to change their voting disclosure practices. This could be seen as a small win for the company's management, as they don't have to implement the change. Alright, let's zoom out and see what this all means. Ted, the election of directors is crucial because these are the people who guide the company's strategy. The overwhelming approval of the accounting firm shows that stockholders trust Airbnb's financial reporting. The advisory vote on executive pay gives us a glimpse into how stockholders feel about the company's leadership and compensation practices. And the failure of the stockholder proposal indicates where stockholders and company management might disagree. Looking at all the results, Airbnb's management seems to have solid support from its stockholders. The votes were overwhelmingly in favour of the company's recommendations. However, the significant number of votes against the executive compensation packages suggests that some investors think that the top executives are getting paid too much. It's something to keep an eye on in the future. Also, even though the shareholder proposal failed, there are almost 200 million shareholders that wanted more transparency. Alright, that's our breakdown of Airbnb's latest 8K filing. What's your take on these votes? Do you think Airbnb is headed in the right direction? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching and see you next time.